Hey, what's up, my cochinos and cochinas? I'd like to welcome you back to another fucking video. It's the Big Homie 209 back in effect with a classic Trejo's World video. Been a long time, and the next video is going to be a long time for that one because I don't do this normally. But I have a little bit of time finally this morning to be able to do so, and I wanted to bring it to you not live and not direct. So go ahead and just stay tuned. We're going to have a mukbang. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to give you some updates. And if I forget any of those, just remind me in the comments, okay? All right, so today we're gonna get intimately involved with some El Pollo Loco. One of my favorite things to get from there is their tres tacos al carbon. This is a chicken with chips. You get a large, well, I'm sorry, not large. I actually upsized mine, but you get a drink with it only for like $6, depending on your location. I'm in Stockton, California, so it really depends. Also, I like to get some salsas on the side. I got the avocado ones. And so this is the first thing I'm eating today. I've been up since, well, you don't even know what time it is, so I'm not gonna even go down that route anymore. I've been up early, all right? I got up early and it's not early anymore, so let's just say that. All right, let's go ahead and do the drippage. You guys like seeing that? I don't have the best angles, but it's okay. I'm a big guy and that's just how it works. Also gonna put some on the chips. And stuff like that. Let me get the crunch going. Got a little staleness to it, just like I like it. All right. Let me see where I put the straw. So I hope everybody's been good. Everybody that follows me still, that's still subscribed to me, that's probably surprised as hell that I'm uploading the video. All of you guys, I hope you guys are still doing good. It's been some years, and update wise, I mean, I'm sure I look healthier. I'm just gonna state the obvious, talk about the elephant in the room, which is me. But I've been taking better care of my health in many different ways, and you know, I just got a lot of things going on in life that are positive, and so, you know, I'm trying to maintain that. That comes with not uploading as much because the types of videos I was doing, I was not eating too well. And the kind of lives I was doing, I was drinking too much, and I don't really do that either. So I will have a beer here and there, but anyway, let's go eat these tacos real quick. I could wolf these fuckers down, not gonna lie. Check it out. Got the taco there. Take a bite of the taco, and then you take a bite of the chip. Okay. So, like I said, hope everyone's good. I don't know if people still watch videos like this. I'm making it for my fans. I'm making it for my subscribers, my friends, my family, people that like watching stuff like this. I'm making it for you guys. So I'm not making it for myself anymore. I'm not making it because I want subscribers. I'm not making it because I want money, because I'm not even monetized anymore in here. I'm not making it for any other reason, just because I wanted to bring something to you guys and give you guys an update, because it's been really fucking long. So like I said, I was recording earlier and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the fake accent or not. So what I'm gonna do is weave the accent in and out. So sometimes I'm gonna use it, sometimes I'm not. Just because it's funny to me. All right. So anyway, story time, right? Let me think. I always tell exaggerated, false, like not real stories. But today I think I want to tell a real one. What should my story time be? Well, you know what? I can't think of an actual story time, but let's call it encouragement time, okay? Because I think a lot of people need to hear this. I don't know where you're at in life, But wherever you're at, and however dark of a place you're in, you can change it. Where you're at doesn't define who you are. Now my eyes keep shifting to the left because I see this big ass spider and a big ass spider web over here. He's just chilling though, so it's cool. My homie La Araña. Just chilling. Alright, so wherever you're at in life, you can change it. So we'll give you a little bit of story time. Growing up, I had an alcoholic father. But I would see things, that came from or were produced from his alcoholism, like domestic abuse. And I'm not meaning to put him on blast, I'm just telling his story. And just a pretty rough, dark, toxic household, right? But around 8 years old, my dad went to jail, and he was there about a year or so. And in that time, he decided somewhere along the line that I can't keep living like this. And he decided that, his own life and his own kids were more important than alcohol. So by the time he got out, he committed to recovering and to changing his life. And he did so. And because of that, I'm able to look at my childhood in a dark sense and a light sense, meaning I can see the contrast between someone who's struggling and someone who's changed their life. And that has worked wonders for me. Granted, it may have affected me in ways where I was just kind of like, I'll figure it out later, but that worked wonders for me. And also my mom, to her credit, she decided to go back to school at a later age, like in her early 40s or late 30s, I believe. She decided to go back to school to become an LVN, and she did it. She aced all of her classes. She worked hard to become an LVN, and she did it. So I was able to see that as well. Somebody who, had kids, had different jobs along the way, and finally decided, hey, I actually want a career, and it wasn't too late for her to do it, and she did it. So I have two parents who are perfect examples of you can change your life at any time. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter the severity. Granted, there are scenarios where maybe you've done some shit that got you locked up in prison for life. I don't know if people in prison are watching this or not, but I know it sounds funny, but you never know. And in that case, you got to pay your consequences. It is what it is, but you can still change your life while you're on the inside. You got to continue to live in that negativity, because that can follow you the rest of your life, and you don't need to let it. Okay, you got to find peace within, right? That's where it's going to start. So for me, I've struggled a lot, I struggled a lot when it came to jobs, when it came to my drinking habits, when it came to my eating habits. And I had to really figure out what I wanted in life. And I've been blessed and lucky to have some friends, including my wife, along the way, encourage me and let me know that, hey, we got your back, we support you in these things. So a lot of you have been following me for years, and you know how, where I came from, how I used to look. You may not know my whole story. Sorry, I'm all covering my mouth. I don't want to be rude anymore. But when I first started this channel, I was married, not to my current wife, and I knew that mukbangs were popular, but I wanted to add a twist to it. I wanted a character, I throw on the bandana, or actually back then I used to throw on the, what's it called, the like stocking on my head. I'd get Sharpie, write tattoos on my face. I had this like cholo character that I wanted to use, and I would do mukbangs and eat, whatever. And I was trying to back then I was like, man, I want to blow up on YouTube. You know, I am a comedian at heart, so I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to make money off of it and hopefully do it for a living. But there were things within me that I was still trying to work on that kind of made me not the best candidate for somebody to, you know, be on this platform. A lot of you know I would have live streams, and on those live streams I'd get drunk, probably talk shit, say shit that I didn't, well, maybe I did mean, but I shouldn't be saying. You know, just an all around negative person. And I didn't realize that in time people would stop fucking with me because of that kind of person I was. It would just come through. You know, some people just like me no matter what, but some people just like, bro, this fool's hella negative, always drinking, not doing anything for his health. I don't want to see this shit. So I lost a lot of, not just subscribers, but viewers. My live streams would suffer. I'd have like 10 to 20 solid people, but there were times where I'd have like 100 people, but that kind of died off as my negativity came through. So that's just my story in terms of my YouTube. Around that time, I was going through things at home. I was in a relationship where the household was confusing. Me and my wife at that time were kind of back and forth. Then her child's dad had to come live with us, and that was a whole nother like set of problems that I had to deal with. And you know, me and him, like, now we're cool. You know, like, I don't see him, but you know, we've talked since then and we're cool. But back then, you know, we didn't really know what to think of each other, and it was just a negative household. So I was dealing with that. I just wasn't happy. And so when I finally decided to move on from all that, it took some time, man. It took some time. I was in a very dark place before I left that place. And that dark place consisted of drinking way too much, you know, eating way too much, because I had lost a ton of weight, ended up gaining it back because of those behaviors. And a lot of you seen that on here, right? So I'm just kind of giving you guys some insight on how things looked and why things were the way they were. Not really any excuse. It's just kind of like, that's what I was going through. So, struggling with jobs, struggling to hold jobs, not knowing what I want to do in my life. So, time goes on. And then I start realizing, bro, I gotta stop drinking so often. I gotta stop eating like this. I gotta step my game up. I gotta stick with a job. And I did it. I finally got into a position where I cut back significantly on drinking. I started eating better. I started working out. And with that came along my current wife. She came along. She was a very positive force in my life. And I feel like because I was doing well, a lot of positivity started. I was attracting positivity rather than attracting negativity. But with that kind of came the fall off of YouTube, because those negative things I was putting on here, you know what I mean? And just when I wasn't doing it anymore, then it's like, okay, well, when am I supposed to upload? Now, I would upload shorts on here recently of like push-ups, or, you know, I had a time where I was doing like funny, too healthy videos, which I still do from time to time on TikTok, but it just kind of fell off. And that's why I started focusing on myself and my family. And I had a friend who's a registered nurse, and his wife's a registered nurse. And I kind of got inspired by them, and seeing that my mom was a licensed vocational nurse, and I have an aunt who's also in the STEM field, medical. She's a professor and has worked as a scientist in the medical field. I just was inspired. I'm like, it's kind of in my blood to do something like this, you know. We're in 2024, but even before we started was at 2020, 2021 where I made that decision. So along with that came, okay, I want to change my career. I want a new career. This is what I want to do. With that came education. In order to obtain a nursing license, you have to be educated. You have to go through certain things called prerequisites. You have to take certain classes. So as time goes on, you know, I'm building my relationship. I'm trying to eat better, and that's still hard. I'm trying to exercise. That's still hard. I'm trying to cut back on my drinking. That's still hard. It's kind of like it took some time. It wasn't an overnight thing. It took time for me to kind of reduce these bad habits, just little by little by little, right? And over time, I think, you know, just a little bit of everything, being in a positive relationship finally, you know, without a lot of toxicity, being in a scenario where I was actually becoming educated and thinking of things differently. I really had to transform my mind, you know what I mean? Because the mindset I was at, like if somebody tried to press me, I'd be like, okay, I'll beat the fuck out of them. Or if somebody does this to, you know, I just would respond to scenarios in more of a childish mindset. And I kind of had to transform that to think, hey, you got a lot to lose now. You don't have to make these kind of, you don't have to go to that place. You don't have to do these types of actions anymore or have these types of reactions. This is a Diet Coke, by the way. So I started becoming educated, and my infant, because I had another child, was growing. So that was a little bit less stressful. I was finally able to get more sleep. And then before I knew it, about the time I hit 40 years old, because I'm 42 now, I decided that, hey, I'm 40. There's no time like the present to make this happen. I had a big blowout for my 40th and decided to really just change my life, to eat better, to exercise. I started lifting weights. I started focusing like on high protein, more veggies and fruits. Got married to my girlfriend, who's my current wife. Got married and just kept on with my education and just started drinking less because I had so much other things going on. So it kind of came hand in hand. Now, I'm not telling you, I'm not one of the people who doesn't drink. I still drink, but it's more like on occasion. Like the last time I drank was my birthday. That was over a month ago. But I still like beer, but I'd rather have a craft beer. So, you know, stronger, just have one and be done. And even then, I only like it on occasion. So, I got back into not only the gym, I started doing more cardio, focusing more on my heart rather than just lifting weights and looking a certain way. I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of my heart, so I started doing that. I also got back into a sport, and I do that like three times or more a week. So that's where I'm at. Finally, I'm also finally under 300 pounds. So, what I'm trying to say for you guys is don't give up on yourself. I don't care where you're at. I don't care how deep you are. I have a cousin out there. Cousin, if you're watching this, I'm extremely proud of you. But he got all the way up to almost 600 pounds. Extremely depressed. You know, he had a rough childhood. And he's had some unfortunate situations and deaths happen in his life that were hard to handle and deal with. And so he got into a dark place. You know? And I can semi-relate because I was 425 pounds at one point. Well, my cousin dug himself out of that grave, man. He was halfway in the grave. He dug himself out of it. And I don't know how long it's been. It's been, what, 6 months? Maybe a year? He's just been working on himself. Walking multiple times a day. Just digging himself out. Focusing on himself to get out of that dark place. And he's on a journey. You don't have to be at the goal to be proud of yourself. In fact, you got to enjoy the journey. If you don't know how to enjoy the journey, then are you ever going to get to the goal? And when you get to the goal, are you ever going to be satisfied, right? I'm not an RN yet. I'm like maybe halfway there. I don't give a fuck. I live my life as I am an RN, right? So I'm not at my goal weight yet, but I'm living my life as if I am, right? I don't even have a goal weight anymore, by the way. I kind of reframe my mind on that. Whatever my body decides or I feel best at is where I'll be at, right? It used to be, oh, I'll get to 190 pounds or 210 pounds. I've been 250 pounds. That was pretty small, so I think 240 will probably be my limit, but that's just me. I'm at 297 right now. Maybe a little bit less. But don't give up on yourself. I swear to God, do not give up on yourself, okay? If you're drinking a lot, you can do this. If you're in a dark place, you don't know what you want to do with your career, your job's going nowhere, and you just want something new, do it. You can do it. It's not going to be easy though, right? You shouldn't expect easy with anything you do. What you should expect is, or what you should do is learn to train yourself to do the hard things, right? Train yourself, but also don't burn out, right? It's kind of like if you're in a boxing match or, a grappling match. You go in there and you give your all, you're going to gas out in like 2 minutes or less, right? But if you learn to preserve your energy, so you're giving a good amount of energy, but then you also don't give too much because you want to preserve it so that you can keep it going and keep it going. So don't burn yourself out either, okay? So, I encourage you guys, don't give up on yourselves. Don't matter your age. Like I said, I'm 42 now, and I'm still not an RN. I'm a CNA though. I went to CNA school and got certified, and that's what I'm gonna be working as while I'm in BSN school. This ain't a spot, boy. With the chips, about, 650 calories. I'm sorry. Close to 700. With the sauces and everything. But I think like 30 to 40 grams protein. And that's the first thing I ate today. It's my lunch. I'm very thankful, you guys. I'm thankful to still be alive. I'm thankful to have multiple chances at life. Like I said, I don't have to be at my goal to be thankful. I'm thankful for the place I am today, just because I am focused on bettering myself every single day. I'm thankful for my wife. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for education. I'm thankful for the gym. I'm thankful for my trainers, my coaches. Be grateful and thankful, especially if you made progress, even a little bit. If you don't exercise at all and you walk for 20 minutes, dude, that's amazing. That's amaze balls. So that was I really want to tell some bullshit story. What does that really do for anybody? It's cool to make people laugh, but I'm a comedian by nature, but not profession. And honestly, I still joke around, but I'm a lot more serious because life is a lot more serious. And so I am lighthearted though. I don't want people to think I'm like some always serious, don't know how to have fun kind of person, because I do know how to have fun, because life is short. So yeah, that's where I'm at, just working this journey. And by the time I do become an RN, and by the time I do hit my goal weight, I will just have new goals. The goals never stop, right? I also think once you hit 40 and you're around my age, which I know a lot of my subscribers are around my age, once you hit 40, you start to feel, you got to know that activity, being active, is even more important than before. Cutting back on alcohol is even more important than before. Eating better is even more important than before. And in fact, you got to do it. You got to figure out a way to do it because, you know, you don't want health issues like that. Okay. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys checking in, those of you that are still here. And please comment. Let's have a conversation. I always comment back. And just let me know how you guys are doing. And if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know that too. And much love to everybody out there. It's the Big Homie 209.